Hi, I'm Gregg Clemons. I'd like to thank Jerry and Marianne Milam for making Golden Voice possible. I'm so thankful that somehow the Jets discovered Golden Voice. We were in high school when we first recorded there, and it was so magical and thrilling, but we had no idea how incredibly blessed we were to be a part of that studio's history. South Pekin, Illinois was never known for its world-class studios until Jerry Milam came into town. The closest professional studio was probably in St. Louis or Chicago, for all we knew. The single that we recorded at Golden Voice got up to number 16 in the WIRL radio charts, which was amazing. Never could have happened without Golden Voice. The reverb chamber silo was so beautiful. It just had this natural warmth and smoothness to it. And I remember when Jerry got a plate reverb, which was very cool. I eventually left Illinois and moved to Madison, Wisconsin, and joined a band called Clicker. We recorded a demo in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin at Shade Tree Recording Studio in the old Playboy Club. I felt very comfortable there because it was very similar to Golden Voice. Both were world-class studios, and everything that they had at Shade Tree, Jerry already had at Golden Voice. My time recording at Golden Voice really prepared me for recording later in other world-class studios. Next, I got signed to Jet Records in Hollywood as a singer-songwriter. Jet was home to ELO and Ozzy Osbourne and was a CBS label. Paul Gervitz, who used to be in Gunn and the Baker-Gervitz Army with Ginger Baker, was the producer. We recorded at Wally Hyder's studio in Burbank. The studio, once again, was very similar to Golden Voice, so I was very comfortable there. Paul seemed to know everybody. He brought in Jerry Sheff, who was Elvis Presley's bass player for 8 years. That's him on the Doors' Roadhouse Blues. John Entwistle from The Who played bass on a song. Skunk Baxter from the Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, and countless other hits on lead guitar. Robin LeMessurier on guitar from Rod Stewart's band. Ian Wallace from King Crimson and Bob Dylan on drums. Nicky Hopkins from the Jeff Beck Group, the Beatles, and the Stones on piano. The string section from the Bee Gees' Saturday Night Fever album. Ian Underwood on keys from the Mothers of Invention. Ronnie Dio actually came in and sang some backing vocals on a couple of tracks. And Sharon Osbourne's dad owned Jet Records, so I talked to her quite a bit. I had to pinch myself every day. And of course, none of that would have happened without Golden Voice, I believe. It set the tone and the standard for professional recording for me. Unfortunately, that album was never released because of my manager. I got signed to Emperor Records in New York, another CBS label, and we recorded that in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin at Shade Tree with Pete Solly, who produced The Romantics. That album came out in 1980, and about the same time I refused to renew my contract with my manager. And even though the album got picked on Billboard's Hot Picks page, it died on the vine. No regrets. I met my wonderful wife of 41 years now, Deirdre, and we have 10 children and 11 grandchildren to date. We moved to Madeira, Portugal for a year in 2011, and I sang with a big band. 9-piece horn section, grand piano, drums, bass, guitar, and Deirdre and 2 of my daughters, Dominique and Mary Claire, sang background vocals. Mary Claire went on to study audio engineering at Fullerton College in California and now writes, engineers, and produces her own songs, which you can find on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and all of the other music sites. She just wrote and sang a song for League of Legends that has over 107 million views in 2 weeks, putting it in the top 20 of all YouTube videos. Dominique is a fabulous singer and does that full-time as well. Our youngest, Ani, is a wonderful singer and songwriter and is all over the music sites as well. I remastered an album that I wrote and produced back in 1998 and released it last year. I am currently in the process of mixing a new album of my songs that will be coming out this year. The song Goodbye was released in December. My good friend Kurt Gray from the Pink Flamingo days played guitar. I played bass and sang lead, did all the engineering and producing. My son Michael played drums. My sons Alex, Crowley, and Michael sang backing vocals, as well as Ani, Mary Claire, Dominique, and Izzy. Dusty played percussion. We recorded the drums and the boys' backing vocals in Chicago at Transient Sound, which once again was very similar to Golden Voice. Once again, thank you, Jerry and Marianne, for launching my love for recording and blessing me with so many great memories that would have never happened had it not been for my experiences with Golden Voice.